Your Excellency, Mr. President, Adama Barrow, my colleagues, cabinet ministers, the Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, the Deputy Secretary General, Permanent Secretaries, Director Generals and Managing Directors of parastatals and other heads of government institutions, venerable religious leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, Mr. President, thank you for coming. And I'm so happy that you are here because just this morning, while I was reaching my office, my attention was drawn to a trending criticism by the familiar voices of prophets of doom and gloom, questioning why you should grace an event like this. To them, this is too ordinary an event for a head of state to grace. But Mr. President, we are happy that you are here because it is your government that lifted the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation, GPPC, from its near state of collapse when you took over in 2017. Your Excellency, when you became President of the Republic of the Gambia in 2017, February to be precise, GPPC was on life support, finding it extremely difficult to meet its basic obligations. But thanks to your leadership, Cabinet came up with a number of directives to revive the institution. Today, we are inaugurating a new printing machine with capacity to print more than 20,000 exercise books per hour. Mr. President, we are happy you are here because this machine, when optimally used, is expected to generate between $700 million and $1 billion of revenue for an institution which was already in coma in 2017. Mr. President, we are here and we are very happy because from today, Gambian authors will have their books printed locally at a much cheaper price thanks to this printing press that you are going to inaugurate shortly. And let me tell you, Mr. President, that already the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education and the Conference of Principals in the Gambia have signed an MOU with the Gambia Publishing and Printing Corporation, contracting the GPPC to print textbooks for all the upper basic schools in the Gambia. Your Excellency, these books, written and authored by Gambians, whose works will from now on be taught in our Gambian schools. That is why we are happy that you are here with us, Mr. President. For your information, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education has already approved the first payment of $20 million to the GPPC, representing I'm sure the staff are happy with this, Mr. President, because some time ago, before you took over, salaries were not even paid on time. and this first payment of $20 million represent the work of 19 Gambian authors whose books will now be distributed to Gambian high schools and senior secondary schools for them to be taught in the schools. Works of other 40 more Gambian authors are being reviewed by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for the GPPC to print their books in the Gambia, not in other countries as it used to be. Partnership between the GPPC, the Ministry of Basic Education, and the Conference of Principals is expected to fetch the GPPC more than $100 million annually. Mr. President, you will be interested to note that until this day, Gambia used to spend nothing less than $4 million annually on exercise books that used to be sent outside for outside printers to print for our country. That is why, Mr. President, we are happy for you to be here, because this is your achievement, the achievement of your government. Currently, the management of the GPPC is discussing with importers of exercise books to have their supplies directly from the corporation. This will solely reduce significantly the import bill, particularly as they relate to exercise books. Through this, government is creating more jobs and pushing more Gambians on the middle class ladder. But more importantly, Your Excellency, my ministry has already tasked the management and board of the GPPC on the next big task, which is to fully digitize the entire workflow of the corporation as part of efforts to print our national passports, our national ID cards, our bank cards, and also our electoral materials here in the Gambia by the Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation. Thank you, Mr. President, for being here. Other opportunities that will be explored is to have a digital software that will link the GPPC with all the practicing lawyers in the Gambia, so that lawyers can have their court records and cases digitally printed and stored, and anytime they want to make references to cases, they would not have to go through the agonizing process of manually sorting out or looking for files. Mr. President, I guess even the lawyers are happy that you are here. Thank you, Mr. President, because through your government's policies and legislative support, we have now not only revived the GPPC, we are making it resilient to be one of the biggest revenue-making public corporations of the Gambia. That is why it is great to have you here, Mr. President. This is indeed a great milestone. We thank you, the Cabinet, and the entire government for the support. God bless this government and the great people of the Gambia. Thank you once again, Mr. President, and we are happy and proud that you are able to make it here today to inaugurate a machine that will create endless opportunities for Gambians. Development in continuum. God bless you, Mr. President. We are happy you are here. Thank you.